My name is Josh, and I'm 32 years old. 3 months ago, I had a stable IT job, my own apartment, and what I thought was a close relationship with my brother Daniel and my sister-in-law Flora. But I was wrong. It all started with one stupid decision called helping family. Last year, Daniel and Flora wanted to buy their dream house, but didn't have enough for a down payment. I withdrew $45,000, almost my entire savings, to help them. No contract, no lawyers, just trust and a saying. Family is for helping each other, little brother. Then my company downsized. In just one Zoom meeting, I lost my job. What did I have left? 45,000 gone, and a warm offer from Flora. You can stay with us until you find a new job. I foolishly agreed. They asked me to pay $800 a month and provide tech support for the house. I agreed, grateful that they were taking me in. I set up their entire system: smart home security cameras, remote door locks, temperature control, virtual assistants. I even set up a home office for Flora, who worked as a freelance fashion designer. But as soon as I finished everything, things started to change. Flora started making sarcastic remarks. "Someone still hasn't found a job yet. Must be too comfortable, huh?" Daniel started forgetting to invite me to dinner. And then that night, I overheard them talking in the kitchen. "He still thinks we're going to pay him back the house money. How naive. Instead of paying him back, we bought a new sofa." Priorities, right? Laughter, clinking glasses, mocking. I said nothing, just quietly pulled out my phone and recorded it. Old professional habit, always save the evidence. And then the next morning I was making coffee when Flora screamed because I used all the sugar. Daniel came downstairs, his face red with anger. "You useless freeloader. You're living off us, and you still have an attitude." Flora threw my clothes down the stairs. "Get out of here. No one needs you." I just bent down, picked up my laptop, hard drive, and walked out the door. No arguing, no crying, no begging. I went to Carson's house, my best friend who owns a construction company. He opened the door, patted me on the shoulder, and said, "The living room is waiting for you. The outlets have been upgraded to IT standards." I smiled. They thought I had nowhere to go. They were wrong. They also didn't know that I had all the bank statements, messages promising repayment, and transaction photos. I discovered Daniel had forged my signature on some real estate documents. And more than that, I had access to their entire smart home system. Every device, every camera port, every password. Everything was set up, encrypted, and backed up by me. And me, I was sitting on Carson's sofa sipping coffee and writing down every step of their humiliation. Making a list, classifying evidence, making a plan. When I checked my phone, saw 30 unread emails. The house camera is frozen. The garage door won't open. Flora lost connection during a client meeting. I've reset it, but Alexa keeps playing random music. "Please help us, Josh." I put down my phone, smiled. The game has begun. I woke up in Carson's small living room, sunlight streaming through the window, shining on the external hard drive on the table. On the laptop screen was a data table. All the $45,000 transfer transactions clearly labeled. Down payment loan to Daniel and Flora. Screenshots of Flora's thank you message on Facebook. "Can't believe Josh helped us get this house family first." Documents with the forged signature Daniel used to apply for an additional loan from the bank. I typed a few lines, uploaded everything to a 3-layer cloud backup, then opened my email and started sending copies of the documents to a lawyer no one knew. I had a double degree in IT and technology law. In my final year of college, I just never had to use it. Until now, Carson walked in with 2 coffees. "What are you writing? Looks kind of dangerous." "A plan to come back to life," I said, my eyes still glued to the screen. Carson laughed, then put his hand on my shoulder. "I just talked to the neighbor, Daniel and Flora's neighbor. He said the night camera is recording, repeating the same 3 minutes, and Alexa is speaking Spanish." I sipped my coffee. Didn't answer. "He wants you to fix it, and he's willing to pay 3 times your old rate." I chuckled. "Send him a contract called Phoenix Solutions. I'll be my own first client." That afternoon, I sat in a cafe with strong Wi-Fi and good lighting. I started a company, Phoenix Security Solutions, restoring and optimizing personal and small business technology systems. Headquarters, temporarily. Carson's living room. First client, the neighbor of the person who kicked me out. Evening, Daniel appeared in front of Carson's gate. The security camera recorded everything. Wrinkled shirt, red eyes, looking no different from an unemployed person who just got fired. He yelled at the camera, "Come out here. You think you're so smart, you help us, and then leave. You're such a child." I just clicked export video, saved it in the legal harassment file, and him may have to note, "Please don't ruin our house. I raised you." I stuffed the note into an envelope containing the money transfer receipt for the $2,300 leather sofa paid with my debt. The next morning, Flora posted on the neighborhood Facebook group, "Help smart system glitching. Garage door won't open. Office Wi-Fi unstable. Urgent." Attached with a photo of her crying in front of a frozen computer screen, I just quietly commented using a fake account. "Heard there's a new service called Phoenix Security Solutions. The owner is someone who really understands that system." That comment got 74 likes in 2 hours. Flora deleted the post, but it was too late. Netizens had flocked to my company page to book appointments. That noon, I received a call from my old high school principal. "Josh, you're doing your own service, right? I need a system for the new education center. Can we meet?" I checked my schedule, 3 clients, 1 contract signing, 1 price quote, all within 48 hours of being thrown out of the house I helped buy. That evening, Carson sat with me in the kitchen. I opened an audio file. Flora's voice rang out clearly. "He still thinks we're going to pay him back." "That's hilarious." Carson shook his head. "I don't understand how you can still be so calm." I looked straight into his eyes. "Because I want them to lose more than just the house system. I want them to understand exactly what collapsed and why." The next day, I sent an official letter from my lawyer to the bank holding Daniel's mortgage, reporting forged signatures, false financial evidence, loan default. I also sent a copy to the local tax authority, along with Flora's income statements for her unlicensed home fashion service. I also accidentally sent a scan of her order book and prices. That afternoon, Daniel texted, "If you don't stop, I'll sue you for destroying my personal life." I replied with a photo, the house with him standing outside yelling in vain, because the new key code wasn't working. Below was the line, "I'm not destroying anything. I'm just stopping helping." 3 weeks after I left their house, Daniel's texts changed from threats to begging, "Josh, please, the house lock system keeps locking itself at night. Flora can't sleep. She's losing clients. We're brothers. Don't act like this." I read it, didn't reply. Just took a screenshot, put it in the Turning Faces Part 2 folder. Rumors started spreading in the neighborhood. Flora used to be a local influencer showing off her handbags, sharing on-a-budget decor tips, which was actually paid for with my money. What about now? Mrs. Jenkins next door sent me a video from her camera. Flora yelling at the delivery guy outside the gate because the doorbell kept ringing repeatedly. The front lights kept turning on and off. Alexa played. The recipe for beef noodle soup at 3 a.m., probably a system error. And then the first blow landed. The tax authority audited Flora's home business. A stranger sent scans of her unreported order book, untaxed clothing alteration invoices, and photos of Flora receiving cash from customers in the garage. The audit took place on the very day she was live streaming with potential clients. The police knocked on the door. Clients left the chat room. The live stream was cut off. Her Instagram lost 2,000 followers in 48 hours. Daniel didn't fare any better. One fine day, his company computer started having issues. A browser tab automatically opened his search history for indecent personal items saved from when his home browser was accidentally synced. The Zoom meeting that day included the CEO. His reaction was to turn off his camera, then invite Daniel to a private room for a discussion. Daniel was suspended for a week. After that, he lost his team and lead position. And Phoenix Solutions officially got its first long-term maintenance contract for the local school system. I also just signed contracts with 3 families in Daniel's neighborhood. They whispered to each other. It seems Josh is the one behind the entire security system in this area. He used to live with Daniel, got kicked out of that house. Really, but now everyone is hiring him. I didn't need PR, they told each other. That night, Carson and I were eating chicken wings when we got the news Daniel was denied a loan extension by the bank. Reason discrepancies found in his financial records, including a forged signature. I had submitted the original copy, plus signature comparison evidence. The bank sent a confirmation letter stating a valid complaint has been received. In Flora, she was accused of operating an unlicensed business and tax evasion. I didn't sue, I just provided accurate information. On the weekend, they held a family BBQ at Aunt Wendy's house. I wasn't invited, of course, but I was still there. In a different way, Aunt Wendy played the recording of them calling me a freeloader, idiot, and freebie ATM. Everyone was silent. Only Flora tried to cover it up. He edited that file. He made it up. Aunt Wendy shook her head, held up her phone. The original file is on my phone. I received a saved copy before it was deleted from Josh's phone. Daniel was speechless. Flora cried. No one patted her shoulder. The next morning, I received an email from the bank informing them that the house they bought with the loan was under consideration for foreclosure. Reason: false income verification. Loan documents signed with the wrong borrower's name. The mortgaged house came from an unclear source of funds. I just sent them a photo of their old front door shaking because the automatic lock code reset every hour. Along with the line, "Want to keep the house, should have kept your promise first." The letters from the bank were sent on Monday morning. Daniel and Flora officially received the notice of collateral seizure due to loan defaults and suspected document fraud. The house they used to laugh at me in, where they threw my clothes down the stairs, was about to be taken back, not by me, but by the bank people who understood the law better than they did. I just happened to hear about the bank's plan to auction the house for less than market value because the forged signature scandal combined with the Flora's illegal business severely affected the property value. I emailed Carson. We formed a secondary investment company, Ashrise Holdings, to bid on the real estate for redevelopment. 3 weeks later, I officially became the legal owner of the house that used to belong to Daniel and Flora. The moment I stepped into the house, the feeling was strange. This place used to be a wound. Now it was living proof of the lesson they needed to learn. I changed the codes for all the smart locks, reset the cameras, updated the admin rights. Daniel and Flora couldn't access anything anymore. Their phones kept showing device not recognized errors. The day they were officially required to leave, I came with Carson and a lawyer. Daniel sat huddled at the dining table where he used to call me a freeloader. "Josh, please, we have nowhere to go. You can't do this." I sat down, gently placed the printed copy of their conversation in the kitchen in front of him. "You used to say he still thinks we're going to pay him back. How naive. Don't ask me for something you never intended to give me." Flora interjected, tears streaming down her face. "We were wrong, but you can't be this inhumane." I handed her another piece of paper, a list of things you two bought with my money. "I never called the police. I'm just taking back what's rightfully mine." A week later, they left 4 bags of luggage, an old car, and lowered eyes. No more arrogant Flora. No more high-headed Daniel. Just 2 people facing the real consequences. I started renovating the house. Their old bedroom became Phoenix Solutions' office. The living room was renovated into a reception area for clients. People Daniel used to sneer at for not being high-class enough. The wall where Flora used to hang the quote, "Family means trust," was now replaced with a framed photo. "Karma doesn't knock, it resets the lock and walks in," Carson asked. "Are you going to invite them to see it?" I smiled. "No, but they'll come on their own," just as I thought. That night, the security camera captured Flora standing outside the gate, taking pictures, recording a story. She posted a vague caption on Instagram. "Some things we used to consider home are actually just wrong stopovers." The comments were full of questions. "Why does your house have a new system? Wasn't Josh the one who helped you set up that system?" She deleted the post after 15 minutes, long enough for me to save it. The next day, I received a handwritten letter from Daniel. "I know I was wrong, I know I hurt you, but I was the one who raised you after our parents died. Can't you give me one chance to make it up to you?" I didn't reply to the letter. I just scanned it, framed it, and hung it right across from the main entrance. Not to forgive, but to remember exactly how much pain I had overcome. I opened the window, looking at the neighbors welcoming. Halloween. Carson walked by, waved, and called out, "Thanksgiving is coming up. Are you still inviting the whole family?" I nodded, except for 2 people. When the holiday came, the house was filled with lights and laughter. Aunt Wendy hugged me tightly, whispering, "In my whole life, no one has ever done anything that made the family look in the mirror like you did." I just smiled, brought the turkey to the table in the same spot where Daniel used to sit. Now it was Carson's place. That night, I posted a line on social media. "They told me I was a burden. But I was the one they clung to their whole lives until there was nothing left to take. I didn't take revenge. I just withdrew my kindness and used it to rebuild myself. Below the post was a photo of the house, warm yellow lights, the Christmas tree, already set up, the old photo frame hanging by the door, along with the caption, "Some people learn lessons through advice, others have to pay the price with loss." Thank you for watching until the end of this story. If you've ever been betrayed, looked down upon, thrown out of your own life, then remember this. Silence is not weakness. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. And useless is just what they call you when they can no longer take advantage of you. If you find this story worth sharing, please leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel to not miss more real-life justice stories like this. We are here telling stories for you, those who were once considered insignificant, but in the end are the ones who remain. See you in the next story. Goodbye.